Wagwan ninjas and ninja reds. It's your boy Hype to the DARDO. That is my fucking name, and this is the real edits. Karibu kwa shughuli ingine disastrous kuruka. So yeah, we did a tune here. Yeah, original Koffee featuring Skillibang, Rapid Fire. Right? So I asked a question, why did Koffee disappear? Or where did she go to? You know, because there was a time she was releasing bangers after bangers, and then even, and it's fun, and I said, and even I mentioned that the person who propelled her to the industry was Chronix, because I remember Chronix akimpatia gave her a chance to do a freestyle, right? And then that's where people knew Koffee from, right? And then funny thing, Chronix disappeared, and then Koffee again disappeared. You see, very, very interesting. Anyway, so I've come across a video that was done like 2 weeks ago by a Jamaican, I don't know if I can call him an entertainment journalist. So this ninja, I believe, is trying to tell us, maybe according to his research, he's trying to tell us why Koffee disappeared. Why Koffee might have disappeared. So I don't know why she disappeared, but maybe this ninja is called Dancehall Decoded. And you guys need to go and check out Dancehall Decoded, because I remember even reacting to some of his videos when he was trying to explain to us why Tommy Lee and Massacre are beefing, you know, and he made it clear to us, and he was even trying to decode what these two ninjas are singing about and all that. So he has decided to decode this issue of Koffee. After me asking the question, it seems the algorithm is working. Because I asked the question, then after a few, while I was scrolling, I come across this video though. So I want us to react to this mini story and see if it even makes sense, or it's just hearsay or anything. But yeah, it's good to know. Anyway.
January 26, 2020. Jamaican artist Koffee would stand upon the world's biggest stage in front of millions. At the age of 19, she was being awarded the biggest honor a musician could have. Not only winning a Grammy, but being the youngest person to ever do so in her genre.
Yo. Shout outs to Koffee. This is very interesting, yeah. That I even forgot that Koffee was that's what I'm saying. Koffee was so big that she even won a Grammy. Yeah, that's crazy though. Yani she came at 19. She came, overtook everyone and won a Grammy though. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
With music playing in every country in the world and every corner of every street, she had everything an artist could ever want. But that's why it was so surprising when just a few years later, she would completely vanish.
Yeah, that's the question I was asking. Like, that's why I'm saying this lady, this ninja red was so big, like Koffee was so big, man. Koffee was so big, like I didn't even disappear. It was shocking, man. It was shocking, because her music was playing all over the world. When you do a how he said, her music was being played everywhere. So I don't know where the Nini began to beat us, where the rain began to beat her, that she decided to go underwater.
Shows wiped radio silence and no music for years. The Americans and international fans wondered what could have possibly happened. But for the Jamaicans, it was a different story, because everybody knew that Koffee's career was highly controversial from the start, with a loud camp of people criticizing her for the way that she dressed, acted, and the heavy speculation of her sexuality. This conversation happened for years, but it would never actually...
So I didn't know that one was an issue. That's interesting. I I didn't know that her sexuality and so in my other video, when I said that maybe it was because of her nini, that's why it's so interesting that it is always an issue amongst Africans that to an extent, I remember our President Uhuru Kenyatta was asked about homosexuality in Kenya, and he said it is a non-issue for Kenyans right now. We have other bigger things too. And I believe even Jamaica, they have other big things to worry about than this. Right? Than this. So, that's very... I didn't know that was an issue though. I didn't know.
It affect Koffee's career until one day she made a move that would change everything. A move with consequences that would have the entire country debating her very existence in the culture. And a move that would ultimately lead to her mysterious disappearance. But what exactly did Koffee do? How did one of the most global superstars supported by Drake, Rihanna, and Usain Bolt end up as somebody who is now barely mentioned? And what led to her unfortunate disappearance? Well, there is no better place to examine this than Spanish Town in 2000, where young Michaela Simpson was born. And the music was already ingrained into her life because she would be surrounded by two environments that would shape everything. Her church, where she grew up singing in the choir, and the second was her neighborhood, because Spanish Town was not the place that sheltered you from what the realities of Jamaica were. And when her time in the church choir would eventually push her into her love for music, she knew that based on what she saw around her growing up, she wanted to make music that gave people a reason.
It's interesting that this video is playing Skanking, the Chronics tune, instrumental, and the background, because I knew about Koffee because of Chronics.
To believe that something better was possible. At 12 years old, she borrowed a guitar from a friend and taught herself how to play. From literally sitting around with records of Protege and Chronics and learning from their songs until her fingers found the right shapes. And as her talent would continue to grow, it would explode by age 14, because in third form, she started writing her own lyrics. And by the time she was halfway through Arden High, she was performing at talent shows. But while her circle around her would continue to see her talent evolve, she would eventually...
She's called Michaela?
At talent shows. But while her circle around...
Michaela Simpson. That's crazy though.
Her would continue to see her talent evolve. She would eventually grow to the age of 17 without ever releasing an official song. But that would all change in 2017 because she did something that was genuinely not calculated. You see, it was on this random day that Jamaica had just watched Usain Bolt run his final races at the World Championships in London. And as an avid supporter of her country who felt extremely proud in the moment, she felt the urge to sit down with her acoustic guitar and write a tribute just for Bolt. She posted it on Instagram, giving it the title Legend. And while she may not have thought much of it at the time, all that would change when the post would start to blow up. Out of absolutely nowhere, people shared it around because of the...
So that's how she started. That's crazy. 2017, where was I? 2017 is when I left Kenya. I didn't even say Kenya. That's when I left Kenya, 2017. That's crazy.
The sheer talent they were seeing on their screen. And as the likes would continue to roll in, the whole town was seeing this talented girl. But everything would change when the stars themselves would align. And the video would make its way all the way to Usain Bolt himself. And feeling touched and completely...
This is the thing about social media, man. Social media, you can post something today. You can be posting, like, like this Chile, Aziad. Like you can be posting, you post. But one day you post one thing and the next day you are a superstar. You see, like this, how do you call it? This goalkeeper of he's from Cape Verde, right? The Cape Verde goalkeeper. Like, yeah, it took him only one match, 90 minutes. Now I think he's at around 10 million followers on Instagram. Like, that's crazy. Just you pull off how many saves? 8 saves. He pulled off 8 saves, critical saves, and he's now talk of the town. That's crazy though. Social media is very interesting.
Impressed, he reposted it on his story. Yes, you heard that correctly. To all 10 million plus of his followers. And if it was blowing up before, you don't even want to imagine what it was doing now. With hundreds of thousands of people instantly being made aware of her voice, and producers, they were in her DMs like nothing. And in Koffee's own words, she was so excited that she and her mom were screaming in the house. But while the Jamaican industry was about to welcome their brand new star, little did she know that they would become the same ones to criticize her not long after.
That's the other thing, man. That's the other thing. Because social media, people will lift you up, and then they are the ones who will bring you down, man. They are the same people who will bring you down. That's the thing about social media, man. Today, you'll be up here. Tomorrow, the same people who put you up here, they'll want to bring you here. Just because of something, some small thing to you. That's crazy.
After all the anticipation from thousands of people, she decided it was time to release her first song, a single called Burning, a reggae banger that gave her earliest fans even more of a reason to like her. As much as the song was growing though, nothing could have prepared her for December of that year, because one day she would check her messages and see something from Usain Bolt himself saying, "Hey, I want you to perform for me at my event." And of course she did, as they unveiled his statue at the National...
Yeah, that's crazy. All of this I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. Where I knew Koffee is when they were doing a freestyle with Chronics. I don't know, it was like these recordings. It is a live record. That's where I knew Koffee. So all of this I don't know. I'm knowing this now. That's crazy.
Stadium, and she performed her tribute song in front of not only Bolt but also Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister himself. After this, it was Coco T, Protege, and Chronix, the very artists that she learned how to play guitar by listening to, who were asking her to perform with them on stage, and they did, with stories of her absolutely
Yes, this one. This is where I knew Koffee. So it's to me, Chronix introduced Nani to me, Koffee to me. So this is when I think this one is the BBC Extra. Yes, this one, the BBC Extra event. Live recording. This is where I knew Koffee.
Killing these shows and becoming the most talked about person there. And while her life was changing at an absolutely rapid rate, she still could not have been prepared for the absolute bombshell that was about to drop on everything. Because it was just a couple months later in November of 2018 that something would happen that would shock the entire world. You see, there was a Jamaican producer in Miami who went by the name of Izzy Beats, working from a small budget studio with home equipment, creating beats day by day, trying to make it into stardom. He would send them to as many artists as possible. And one day he made a specific beat for somebody that he really wanted on the song. But it was actually by accident that when his manager was sending out the beat, he actually attached the wrong email to this audio, and it would end up in the hands of somebody completely different. That person...
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So Ninja was just making beats and then just a wrong attachment. Yeah, that's crazy though.
But it was actually by accident that when his manager was sending out the beat, he actually attached the wrong email to this audio, and it would end up in the hands of somebody completely different. That person is known as Walshy Fire, aka a member of Major Lazer. And from the moment he heard this beat, he knew exactly whose voice would belong on the song. Having met Koffee a while back because he...
Yeah, that's crazy though. Yeah, there are people who have amazing ears, just they know. If I search a beat, if I get this beat, if I get this, like they know they are producers and directors who just know. If I put this here and I would they have a good ear. That's crazy.
He really liked her song Burning and wanted to work with her. He had her contact, and from the moment he sent it over, the rest was history. Koffee would make the song toast, but absolutely nobody could have predicted that this would be the singular move that would change her life forever.
Toast was amazing. Toast was amazing. Toast, yeah. Yeah. And up to now it's still being played, even in different versions. So people have refixed it, people have remixed it. And it is being played in different ways.
From the very day this song dropped, it instantly became a massive hit song, garnering hundreds of thousands of views in record time. As she sung about gratitude, thankfulness, and how her life has changed to the point where she was performing with Chronics on stage and Protege, radio stations, street dances, buses, this song was literally everywhere. And eventually, when it became inescapable in Jamaica, it found its way into the foreign scene. And it wasn't long before the snowball turned into a mountain. Drake posted it on his story. Rihanna was filmed in Barbados dancing to it. And even Barack Obama, who had just finished being the president of the United States, had added
Yo. One tune. Only one tune, man. One tune. Yo.
To his summer playlist. When I say the song was everywhere, it was literally everywhere. And this girl who was previously unknown would just in a couple months accumulate over 50 million views. But as
7 years ago, this tune is at 286 million views. Yo. Sinambe, this song is the one that really mission the Grammy. Don't tell me this tune is the one that won her the Grammy, because if it's this tune, that's crazy though.
Much as everything was moving faster than conception in all of the right directions, people also started to take note of a few things about the young singer. Personal details about how she dressed and carried herself. And while that...
No, that's the thing about... That's the thing now about people, man. When you become a star now, it's not about the music. It's about now how you dress, how you speak, how you know. And now that's what they want to use to bring you down, man. I don't know why. Why are we like that as human beings sometimes? Why? Is it jealousy? Is it... I don't get it. Like, you're the one who lifted this lady up. You know? Her personal life, it is our personal life. She brought us together with music, right? And then now, I don't know why it is our business. Why it is our business how she dresses, how she speaks, how she lives her personal life, because it is her personal life, man. Her sexuality, it is her personal life. I don't know how that... I don't get it, man. I don't get it with the ass human beings sometimes. You know? I miss JLO. I don't know.
That may have not been a big deal at the time. Nobody knew just how far this conversation would end up going. And
personally, kwangu, it was never even a big deal with how Koffee, like... Because me, the moment I saw her, and I saw how she was wearing, and I saw her... Okay. I knew, I told myself, okay, she's a tomboy, right? Because she was wearing like a gent, like a guy. So she's a tomboy, but at the end of the day, it didn't bother me. What bothered me is the music. What I wanted more is the music, because I was after Toast, I was expecting more and more music. But her personal life, how she wore her clothes, how she... but I don't know why it bothered. I don't know why it even bothered some people. So Jamaicans, tell me why?
how much it would lead to the worst possible outcome. After Toast would become an absolute global sensation, Koffee would get signed to international record label Columbia Records UK. And by 2019, they already had her releasing her debut EP, Rapture, filled with hit songs and big moments. And even
Rapture ilikuwa na maishu. That EP was crazy.
Going on to have a remix with Governor and a feature from Gunna. The success continued to such a level that by 2020, at just 19 years old, Koffee would become nominated as the youngest person ever and the first woman ever to be nominated for Best Reggae Album. And
2017 to 2020. 3 years, man. 3. Yo, that's crazy. No, that's crazy though.
Keep in mind, most of the people in the reggae category are the people who've been doing it for years, including Bob Marley, who is still being nominated over new artists for some reason. But still,
Yeah, even me, I don't usually understand why up to now Bob Marley is still being nominated as in the Grammys as reggae, and we have so many reggae artists. Like I don't get it though. But at the end of the day, these awards, they're all political. So it's not like it's all about politics at the end of the day.
even with all the competition from these seasoned veteran artists with their big projects, everybody waited in anticipation that night for who the winner would be. And the bomb was dropped when...
Because I remember even when I remember the time when she was nominated. That time she was nominated, I was rooting for her to win that Grammy. I was really, really rooting. And she won the Grammy, man.
They would announce that this 19-year-old girl with a 5-song EP won the award. In front of the entire world, young Koffee would go on that stage and hold her Grammy. Arguably the biggest accomplishment in a musician's career that not even the king of dancehall himself has ever done. And that...
Exactly.
was hers. And not even a few hours later, she would book an overnight flight to Washington, D.C., where she would perform for a Tiny Desk concert, which now has over 10 million views. Koffee would obliterate the set at Coachella, perform for Harry Styles' tour. By every
Yo. And she did all that during that time. Because, okay, I was not really following because that time I was super working. So it's gonna time you follow all of this. That's crazy though. Like she did all that at a very, very young age.
Conceivable metric. She was the most exciting new artist that Jamaica had produced in years. But as the years would pass by and she would start to become larger than life, the complications would also show themselves a lot louder. Now, like I said before, the questions about Koffee's personal life had been forming from the very moment Toast blew up. They always pointed out that Koffee did not exactly look like what a typical female artist would look like. While Jada Kingdom was singing about the banana and, well, you know, Koffee's attire was more akin to oversized t-shirts and baggy pants with locks, no makeup and no jewelry. And perhaps that fit the image of the Rasta vibe. So maybe that even boosted her career initially. But as time would go by, people would observe more and more that it seemed to go beyond just the music or the vibe. That in every post and every appearance, she just seemed to take on a more, masculine presenting appearance. And of course, Jamaica, being as harsh as it is on certain topics, had their fair share of things to say about these speculations. And one notable individual who was leading the charge of this conversation, a man who has never in life let a single thought remain within his head, a Jamaican producer named Foota Hype, who went on to
That's fucking sad, man. That's fucking sad, man. That's really, really sad, man. How old is this Foota Hype guy? Because he talks too much. Like, he talks. I remember even when he likes to comment about things. Right? How old is this Foota Hype guy? Like, yo. Like, yo. Someone's personal life. How does that even concern you? I don't know why Kwangu it feels like. To me, it feels like the ninja was jealous. Like, how can someone young reach to such levels? Kwangu, to me it feels like some type of jealousy thing. Yes. Doesn't that, like, why should you blast someone who is you've even tripled their age, and
talk extensively about how Koffee dresses like a man, and that as a public figure who is representing Rastafarian values, she should dress more femininely so that people don't have to question her.
How does that even concern you, man? How does that concern you? How does that concern you? How does that even concern you? How she dresses, how she does her personal things. How does that concern you? How does that concern you? People are here for the music. We don't care how Koffee dresses. We don't care how we have this Chile. How is she called? This artist, I can't remember her name. Even how she wears baggy clothes. Like she doesn't wear feminine clothes much, but she does a lot of baggy clothes. Can't remember her name. What's her name? I can't remember her name. She's from the States, right? Very young, but she wears baggy clothes. So why are Jamaicans like? I don't know what's the problem with Africans. Because as Africans, when someone is up there, now we want to talk about values and morals and everything, right? But when the people are down here, we don't care about that shit at all. But when they are up here, now we care about that shit. That's crazy, though. That's not our nini. That's not our business, man. That's not our business.
Sexuality.
I want Koffee to give you a more feminine sense of fashion. That's when I have a question our sexuality.
And whether you like him or
who cares about that shit, man?
Hate him, the truth is that a lot of people were thinking the same thing. But through all of this controversy and back and forth, Koffee did not say a single word. She may have addressed one time that she prefers to wear comfortable clothing, but in regards to personal details, she was absolutely silent and just kept her head down and focused on the music. And in all honesty, for the first couple years of her career, this seemed like it was working. But with thousands of new Jamaicans finding her music every single day, eventually the attention became too much, and in 2021, it only took a spark to get a massive fire going. Around April of that year, everybody would log on to their timelines to see a picture of Koffee going viral. It was a picture of her and a particularly attractive woman beside her, but the way that they looked was almost akin to a man and his
she's tall. She's taller than her, man.
Girlfriend. And you already know the fans went insane. What the F? It's a man. Everybody patiently await until you admit it. Too much hypocrite. Koffee, your woman pretty though. With some comments even making jokes like saying coffee and mint tea, coffee and Milo, which of course made the already inflammatory room.
This is a non-issue, man. This is a non-issue. This is a non-issue. I see like it's all of this is fueled by jealousy. All of this is fueled by jealousy. Because if people are not jealous, they could have not minded. Because I believe in the US, in Europe, people don't give a fuck about this shit. They don't. It's only Africans who always have a problem about it, right? I know maybe it's not normal or it's not natural, but times have changed, man. Times have really changed. This is a non-issue. It's not something that we should like use to bring someone down who has not even like done any. She has not done anything wrong. Ajakosea mse. She just posted a picture of her and a chile and a lady, right? And now people are now so invested, they have an issue with it. Like, you have an issue with it, what will you, okay, now you have an issue, what next? What else? What do you want? What do you want? And that's crazy though. Wow. People here, hey.
Rumors 100 times worse. Because of all the attention being sent her way, the girl in the picture quickly went public to clarify that she was in fact just a fan and she did not know Koffee in real life. But unfortunately, the damage had already been done. And maybe if Koffee had chosen to speak on this incident, then it would have changed the public perception. But like normal, she decided to stay silent. And in the eyes of people who were speculating, that made her look even more quote-unquote guilty. And as time would pass, this cycle would continue continue over and over. But not exactly in the way that you'd probably think. Because the truth is, if we're being 100% real, it had been years since Koffee came into the game. People pretty much knew where she was going with all of this, and I think most of the country came to terms with the fact that she's probably interested in women. Yes, there were a few weirdos who took it too far and a pretty good amount of jokes being made, but I think we can fairly say the average Jamaican did not really care. I mean, she's a woman who allegedly likes women.
Okay, I hope they... okay, that comment that you said average Jamaicans did not care. Yeah, people, this is a non-issue, man. This is a non-issue. Like, this is not easy to go. Like, there are other bigger fishes to fry. Like, there is a lot happening in the world that this does not, you know. Like, mini watu wangapi nimepata now, like, they are like, nini. Yeah, I might be shocked, I might be nini, by seeing them behaving like chiles, but it doesn't, cause as long as they are not harming me in any way, it doesn't concern me, man. As long as hakuna venye wananiharm in any way. And mtu kama Koffee alikuwa anatoa amazing music, you know, great music which we used to enjoy, you know. But some ninja, some celebs, some producers, watu wenye wako big kwa industry, mtu kama Futa hiyo ndo wa kwanza kumbash, kubring up hiyo nini yote, you know. Futa hype kama angenyamaza, like he could have just shut his mouth. He didn't have to talk about it. People could see it, right? How she wears nini, maybe she's from the other, she's maybe gay or anything, right? But at the end of the day, if she's that, it is none of our business. It should have been none of Futa hype's business to even talk about it. You know, so some people, they just do it because of jealousy, or maybe they just want to get clicks, you know, and then you end up kuharibia mse nini yake jo, image yake, just because you couldn't shut the fuck up.
Jamaican men do not care and even fetishize this behavior to a large degree. And most Jamaican women, or just women in general, low-key be moving gay themselves. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jada Kingdom is bi. Anyways, that's besides the point. So in all honesty, her actual career was never really going to be affected by this. Her numbers could have stayed the same and she could have continued to just never address it and keep making good music. But the thing about the human brain is that it's never the 99% of people supporting you that stand out. It's the 1%, the loud minority chipping away at your mental health day by day, year by year, that slowly gets to people. And after years and years of controversy, there would finally come a day where Koffee would snap, and for the first time in her golden career, do something that was possibly detrimental. About 2 years would pass and Koffee would gain many more international affiliates in the industry. And one day while she was at a music festival in London, she would come across a global superstar, a man who recognized her instantly and loved what she did. And that man was none other than Sam Smith. And if you don't know who he is, not only is he one of the world's most famous pop stars, but he is also...
That's crazy. Okay. Now this one has taken a different twist. I thought... Now this one has taken a different twist. I thought it is the fans who... Yo, that's crazy. Okay, let's listen in.
So very much 100% gay. As you can probably imagine though, many women love Sam Smith, and so the two connected over each other's music. But this would take a whole new level when they would decide to make a collaboration. A move that was obviously risky, considering it was very clear that Jamaicans would have had something to say about Sam Smith being gay. But surprisingly, that is actually not what made this whole thing go insane. Because if we're being real, just the simple act of collabing with him could have been fine. We all know that women support LGBT creators so much that the whole reason Jamaican gay men have such large followings is because the women support them. So Koffee singing a typical family-friendly R&B song with Sam Smith would not have been the craziest thing in the world. But that is not what they did. Instead of taking that approach, the world would come to find out their creative vision on January 11th, 2023, when they would drop the song Gimme, featuring another artist named Jessie Reyes. And within the first minute, everything hit the fan. The song takes place in an underground nightclub environment resembling a dance hall. While a dance hall dancehall slash reggae beat plays in the background and Sam Smith starts to sing lyrics, making it very clear that this song was going to be hypersexual. And
Yo, okay. This one I didn't come across. Yo. 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 This is okay, this is an interesting twist. So Sam Smith. So they okay. Now this one just taken an interesting twist. So this tune I need to listen to it. I don't know how is it called? I need to check out this tune. Gimme. Sam Smith, Koffee, Jesse Reyes. I need to check out this tune. Definitely 3 years ago.
First minute, everything hit the fan. The song takes place in an underground nightclub environment resembling a dance hall, while a dancehall slash reggae beat plays in the background and Sam Smith starts to sing lyrics, making it very clear that this song was going to be hypersexual. And we know he ain't singing about no girl. Then he proceeds to say, and I kid you not, walk before you run, your eyes on my dun dun da dun, while he zooms in on his ass practically wearing a thong. I am not making this up.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Okay.
Alone would have been enough to make most Jamaicans lose their minds. But
Jamaicans dead.
it only proceeded to get wilder with men in dresses with mustaches and just general gay nightclub energy. But as for Koffee specifically, as much as her part of the song was nowhere near as sexual, we did see a side to her that we've never seen before. Because for the first time, we would see her whining another girl. And yes, women do whine other women in the culture, but considering the fact that this is literally in an LGBT club, plus she's presenting very masculine while she's doing it, a lot of people essentially saw it as a coming out of the closet. And it didn't help the fact that there was a pan shot of 2 girls making out for the entire video. And aside from all the gay related stuff, the image and brand of Koffee's career up to this point had always been very family friendly, clean, no cursing, no bad words. In fact,
Yo, okay. Now it's getting crazy.
don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure she's never used a curse word in her music. At least that's what Google's telling me, and I believe it. So when you have the epitome of clean music going not just to sexual music, but hypersexual gay music, the contrast was just too much at once. And
Yo. Yo, I was fast to kuingilia watu the fans for. Yeah, that's crazy though. So she went from family music to hypersexual music. I need to listen to that tune, and we are going to check it out here. We are going to review it and see how we watch it, and we are going to review it after this. Yeah, I'm going to drop a video reviewing that tune after this, because this is getting interesting.
Jamaica absolutely imploded on this video. Could never
They
be
would.
Jamaican and live like this. Lava splash. All of this goes against Jack Kingdom. No, this is sad. Not Koffee. Shame. She sold her soul. How much was your soul worth? Better you stay pure. You were killing it on your own. Respect to all the Jamaican artists keeping it real. Now they own you. The Nightly Fix made a whole podcast debating this subject. And it even went so far that reggae legend herself, Queen Ifrica, came out to address this and said at the end of one of her performances,
Yo, that's crazy. So this issue got people talking. even big artists after this song. But yeah, I don't know. I still feel like it's none of people's business, but I still feel the same. Yeah, like even people people knew. See, at the Sikitu, they didn't know. Now that's the other thing. No, people here are acting. After that song, people are acting like they didn't know. They knew. It's just that it was not out there. So people are just being triggered for no reason. They overreact. To me, I think people are overreacting. To me, even the Jamaicans, I feel they are overreacting to this story. Like, we all knew. It's just that we didn't want to talk about it because it was none of our business. and in the music scene, we knew she'll one day do something that people, these are things that are out there. Like one day it will come out now officially, but I believe, to me it sounds like, well, you overreact. People just overreacted to this.
Says, hey, dirty Sam Smith, let me tell you something. That country here belong to God. You hear that? Una not feel like me again, cause una don't not like me already. Expressing her vehement disapproval. But here's the most surprising part of it all. As much as so many people weighed in their negative opinions,
People say that, you see now, you see like what Queen of Freak is saying, this country belongs to God, man, and you're suffering as fuck. You know, a lot of like, the country is not developed. Like there's a lot of, you know, like the like, if a country belongs to God, it should look like it belongs to God, but it should not look like a third world country. So don't say a country belongs to God and people are suffering each and every day. People are killing each other each and every day, right? Like we have, and where Sam Smith is coming from, there is a lot of law and order, you know, like it doesn't make sense, man. So some other things, I believe people just overreacted from this. They just overreacted, and
on what Koffee was doing. If you were to look at her own fan base or even read the comments on the video itself, you would see something completely different. With people saying that they support what she's doing, breaking barriers, and how they're glad she can finally be herself in such a homophobic country. Why are Jamaicans acting as if they were clueless about Koffee? Damn, love.
Yeah, that's interesting. Why are people clueless? They're acting. Yes, that's what I'm saying. They knew, it's just that they're overreacting. These are just people overreacting, you know. And sometimes be a little bit of jealousy, because this Chile, in 3 years, she won a Grammy at the age of 19. You know, even her fame and how she went to here, it was super fast. People are not expecting it, and that's how I feel like people got jealous. That's why, because people knew, because even how she lived her life, how she wore, how she, like, you could see, like, she's not like straight. But that's a non-issue, because from day one she showed us that. But now people are acting like, you are here to go to Najua now, you can't see nini. People are overreacting. That's some bullshit, man.
Of her. Why is everyone acting so surprised? She's been the same Koffee y'all supported from the start. It's just now that she's not hiding it, but don't act like y'all didn't know. And more people basically saying, yes, Koffee, love has no gender, and they still love her anyway. At this point, it was clear that most of the backlash was coming from outside of her own fan base, meaning her actual supporters have already decided from years ago that they didn't care if she was gay or
exactly.
not. Which meant that she could have still went on to have a great career. However, for whatever reason, this last wave of backlash seemed to have been the breaking point. Because after this, people would notice that she would completely vanish. Days, weeks, months, but nothing but radio silence. No posts, no stories, and certainly not any music. And before long, her Instagram page would be completely wiped and she would disappear from the culture entirely. Of course, she never actually said that
That's crazy.
reason why she disappeared was the backlash. But considering it was the last major thing she did before it happened, it was the public's natural conclusion. And this silence would last for a full 2 years. Eons in the Jamaican industry. And in 2025, she would eventually return with her first song on her page in 4 full years. A song named after herself. But after that, once again, it was pure radio.
Crazy. Yeah, that's the thing. After like this tune called Koffee. Like, this is 1 year ago, right? That's crazy. I dropped tune and then that's crazy.
Radio silence. And this brings me to the main point of the video. People genuinely believe that the song with Sam Smith ruined Koffee's career, or that the backlash of her going against the culture ruined her image. But at the end of the day, Koffee was one of, if not the biggest breakout stars from Jamaica internationally, in so many countries that did not give one singular shit about what Jamaican people thought, which meant regardless of what was being said, her numbers were still fine, which means that the only only person capable of ruining Koffee's career was herself. She simply chose to
Now that's the makes sense, because that's what I'm saying. It is already an issue in this modern world, like in right now, it is in an issue. So maybe her going silent, I don't know. We will never know why she really went silent, 100%. Or maybe we'll one day know, but as of now, because as you know, she has dropped a tune like 2 days ago with Skilly Bang. I don't know. I like, and then maybe she'll give us after 1 year, and then she'll drop on. I don't know.
stop making music. Everybody's been waiting for her. Millions of people want to see her come back. She knows this. But perhaps she saw the fame, lifestyle, and everything that comes with it and decided that she prefers peace over persecution. In the end, nobody truly knows why Koffee did what she did. But maybe there was a whole other side to the hate that we were not seeing. And when it comes to choosing money over personal fulfillment, many people would rather choose the second option. So wherever she is right now, I do truly hope that she's doing fine. But speaking of female Jamaican artists and their personal lives, Jada Kingdom and Steph London, while arguing over their ex-man Burna Boy, got into one of the most heated musical clashes dancehall has ever seen. And if you want to learn the full story and lyrical breakdown of those diss tracks, click the video on your screen right now. Subscribe.
Yo, anyway, you guys, you need to go and check out this ninja night Dancehall Decoded. I like his videos. You know, when something is happening in Jamaica, like he's a good person to go to because he explains everything step by step. Yo, that's crazy though. I didn't know that all don't go on some speed. You know, because me after Koffee, after Toast, and I don't know which other song. That's when niliacha kusikiza Koffee. But interestingly, we are going to check out that Koffee song when yamefanya Sam Smith. We see what is the fuss about. You know, that's crazy. So anyway, that's interesting. Her going silent, that could be and maybe she has a very good reason for that. Maybe we'll know about it. Maybe we'll never get to know about it. And that's how life is, man. Yeah, maybe we'll never get to know about it. Maybe we'll know about it. But now she has dropped a tune called Rapid Fire featuring Skilly Bang. Amazing tune. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Anyway, remember to subscribe, share, and also comment. And if you're watching without doing the latter, do it as fast as you can so that you cannot miss out on such amazing videos as this. And yeah, remember to support the channel. Jeshia 254 Pochila Biashara digits down there. Alafu tukimalizia nasema it's all about Kia.